Hi, and welcome. We have a special workout for you today. It's hips and glutes, but it's standing. Well, there's a small section at the end where you're down on the mat, but it's a lot of balance and it's a lot of stability and even some things like proprioception, which I'll talk about later. But the only thing I'm using today, I am going to be standing on a yoga block for a little bit of a balance challenge. We're going to be doing some things up like this. This is probably the hardest level. If you want a smaller challenge, you can just roll up a towel because we'll be doing some balance and stability, and you can stand on that. You can double up your yoga mat. The idea is to have something that's just unstable under your feet. So don't put any shoes on. You can have socks, or you can do this without a towel or anything to stand on. So let's get ready. One foot is on the middle of the yoga block, and I'm just coming up for a calf raise. So it should feel like the leg that's doing the raising is doing about 80% of the work, and we're just letting the other leg hang out a little bit. Feels a little bit weird, maybe unstable. Two more. One, hold on the yoga block, try to flex your foot, drop down and up. It's a tiny little single leg press. And your toes are flexed up towards your face. So we're going to talk a lot about stability in this workout. Put your hands on your hips. You should feel like your hips remain level. Ultimately, you'd be doing this workout in front of a mirror, and you could see if you were cocking your hips to the side or something's really unstable, maybe through your knee or your ankles. Switch. Let's do that on the other side. And we start with a calf raise, really pushing through that foot that's on the floor. All the way up, all the way down. Let's talk about your posture a little bit. Shoulders are back. Your pelvis is tucked up, so your abs are engaged. Should feel like this. You're trying to make it flat. Your butt's not sticking out behind you, right? Your butt is tucked in a little bit. We're just raising and lowering. Okay, stand on the block or the towel. Flex your toes so your heel touches down and then press up. I am not perfect at these exercises either. I just tilted my hips to one side. Imagine your hips are on a shelf and you're trying to keep your hips level. It's just straight up, straight down. In this workout, you're going to feel all the imbalances in your body. You're going to feel like one side is tighter than the other. Maybe you push more with one side than the other. These are good things to know. You can train through some of those imbalances, but also just to be able to stretch and mobilize one side because it's going to keep you stable if you play a sport or if you're getting older and you're worried about falls. Okay. Bring your yoga block out to the front of your mat. 3 exercises with one leg down on top of the yoga block. If you get really tired, you can come down to the towel or just step down to your mat. Some of these exercises are really challenging for the ankle and the knee, especially if you know that you have instability there. That reminds me of one more tip. Since we are on one leg, it might be a good idea for you to grab a chair and just have it there in front. If you do get too wobbly and you feel like you're going to fall, you have something there to hold on to. I'm going to try these without the chair. My right, you know what? I'm going to start with my left leg because it's the weaker side. Left leg is on top of the yoga block. Bring up your other leg, bend through your left leg, hinge your hips back and up. It's a small movement. So let's talk about your hip stability here. If you have headlights on your hips, they point forward and up. 3 more of these, nice and slow. We're not rushing it. I'm already feeling it in my ankle. I'm feeling it in my knee. 2 and 1. Stand up nice and tall. I'm going to readjust. Standing on that block, right leg comes forward, and I draw a little half circle with my leg. My right knee is straight. Let me turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Standing, point the toe, and up. So in all the things we're doing here today, I'm not trying to rock through my hips or my shoulders, really minimizing movement as much as possible through my body. 3, so my core is on. 2 and 1. Good. Foot is right down next to the front heel. Arms are overhead. As you raise your arms up overhead, I want you to keep this rib to hip connection. So your core is still on. So it's not this, it's this. I'm going to lower my arms and up. Exhale. Four. 6, 7, and 8. Shake it out. That was a lot for my standing leg. Now I go to my stronger side, my right leg. I'll turn maybe a little bit more this way so you can see more of what is happening. The first thing we have, the knee stays up. We hinge our hips back, look down the floor, and up. Let's do 8 just like that. Get your balance. Hips are level. Bend through the front knee and up. 2, 3. Whew, I am sweating. These are so much harder than it looks. Any kind of stability exercise. I do these a lot with people that do heavy workouts at the gym. 3 more. And they tell me they're really tired and they're sore after doing this kind of work. And 1, leg is out in front. Catch your balance. Square up your posture. Draw a little half circle with the front leg. 2. Standing tall here. Spine is straight. Hips are tucked up. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Little break. Last thing we have here are those knee raises. So bring your arms up overhead. We're kind of isolating. That's a big part of Pilates. A lot of people raise their arms up overhead and they go like this, and their hips move, their spine is moving. Raise your arms up overhead. Nothing's happening with your spine. Stay there. Knee raise. Bring the arms down and up. 8, 7, 6, 4. Looking straight forward. 2. Don't rush this. And 1. Shake it out. That might have been a lot for your ankles and your feet, your arches, your hips, or your knees. Let's do a few hip circles each direction. Back to standing on the original side. For me, it was my left. A little bit of standing clamshells. So I'm squared up on the block or the step or the towel. Put your foot behind your calf, the standing calf. We open and close. 8, 7, 6. Shoulders are back. Look up. 3, 2, 1. Now we open, tap, return, close. Open, tap, return, and close. I wish I was in your house with you and I was judging your posture, because I go around in my classes and I tell people your hips are out to one side, you know, you're driving all your weight over to one side. 3 more, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. Those 2 things on the other side. We have more clamshells coming up on the floor in a minute. Let's get squared up. So right away, maybe you're starting to get a little bit tired. Shoulders are back, spine is straight. Let's just balance for a quick second. Feel that weight shift, but don't lean over to the side with the standing leg. Draw your toes behind your calf. We open and close. 8, 7, 6. Lots of control here. 4, 3, 2. Core is on. Now we open, point and tap, and close. Open, tap, return, close. 3, 4. What is your neck doing? Is your neck relaxed? Is your chin up? 6, 7, and 8. Good. A quick break. Then we move on to a proprioception exercise. What does that mean? Basically, it's where is your body in space? How you know that things are there when you can't see them. Good proprioception helps people from falling down, helps you know just sort of, you know, where you are. If it's hard to see, if it's dark. Okay, stand on your left leg. I'm going to put my right toes back on the block. And all I'm going to do is come up, lift my knee, back, and toes back on the block. So the challenge here is to not look at the block. Bend through the front knee and up. I promise you the block or the towel is there. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. All of this stability work is firing up your tendons, all of your ligaments. Most people feel it a lot through the outside of their calves, maybe in their ankles. Couple more things. Then we're going to come down to the floor and just work the glutes, but without balancing. So we start on the other leg. Back toes are on top of the yoga block. Little squat and knee raise. Slowly bring it back. Try to put the toe right where it came from. 3. Look up. Chin is up. Trust that it's back there. 5, 6. Let's do 3 more. 3. We got an extra one in here. 2. And 1. Good. Shake out your calves a little bit. Just a little calf raise. Stretch your feet. Stretch through your arches, almost like you're walking. Awesome. You're doing awesome. Come down to the mat with me. Grab your yoga block or your towel, whatever you're using. You can even use a small ball for a set of clamshells. So come down. You have the option to keep your head in your hands or come all the way down. Ear is kind of resting on your bicep. Grab your yoga block and you're going to place it under the bottom knee. So my knees are at about 90 degrees and they're out from my hip. So my lower leg is actively pressing onto this block, okay? And then lift up your feet. Your heels stay glued together and we open and close. Let's do 10 of these. You've done clamshells. The difference here is you're really feeling it in the bottom leg as well. 7, 6. So we're talking about stability here. Keep your hips where they are. Keep your shoulders where they are. 3, 2. Only thing that's moving is we're opening and closing our hips. Open. We kick out and bring the knee in, up towards your chest. Out and in. So what is our bottom leg doing? It's pressing into that block. Starting to feel it by now. 5, 6, 7. 2 more. 9 and 10. Okay, keep the knee here. We drop the knee down and we draw a circle with the knee. It comes down, forward, around, and back. 10. 9. Top shoulder is relaxed. 8. This is where your hips are probably wiggling a little bit. Try to minimize that. 6, 5, 4. You're pressing into this block. 3, 2, and 1. Ay, ay, ay. Let's come up. Little mermaid stretch. Bring that bottom knee off to one side. We're only doing these 3 things on each side. Then a little bit of stretching and mobility. So join me. Flip around. Grab whatever you're using. It goes under the bottom knee or a little bit back behind the knee. Knees are bent 90 degrees. Put your head where it's comfortable. If it's on your hand, that's okay. Just watch this top shoulder and don't let it crouch up. Sometimes you get a lot of tension there. Keep it back and relaxed. Elevate both feet. Heels stay together and we clamshell. 10, 9, 8, 6. Don't move your hips. Don't rotate. 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg comes out. Super stable through the bottom leg and in. 10, 9, 8. Good. 6. Such good mobility. Range of motion. 4, 3. You're working so much on tiny muscles through your hips. Last one. And then we have that doozy circle all the way forward, up, around, and back. Toes come back together. Let's go. 10, 9, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do a few bridges. I love doing bridges to kind of clear out through the hip flexors. Grab whatever you're using. If you have something, squeeze your knees together. Lift your hips. Really feel like everything is lengthening through your hip flexors and even your obliques. Slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. Let's do a few more of these. It is engaging the glutes, but it feels like a nice stretch for the front of our body. Exhale, lift, squeeze your glutes. 3 more of these. 3, 2, 1. Good. Squeeze the block. We raise our heels. Just rock your hips and your knees down to one side. Kind of feel the stretch through your obliques. Use your strong abs. Exhale, lift, squeeze the block, and we go to the other side. Yes, this is stretching and mobility, but it's also a lot of core work. Nice and easy, rotating through the spine. Okay, slowly drop your knees all the way down to one side and straighten that front or the top leg. So it looks like this. And I'm getting a stretch through the outside of my top hip. If you can, reach for your heel or your shin. Pull that leg up towards your face. Back to knees together. Up and over to the other side. I'm almost falling in the pool. I'm gonna get wet. Straighten the top leg. If you can, reach for the calf or the toes. Pull it up towards your face. If not, just hang out there. Good. Let's come back in the center. One knee comes in. Really pull on this knee towards your chest. And then I like to do little circles here, just with one hand on my knee, loosening up through that joint. Switch other side. And then we have a couple of calf stretches. And then we're done because we did a lot of work for our calves. Let's flip over into a plank position, but guess what? We're not doing planks today. Drop one toe down and push your heel back behind you. You should feel a stretch in the calf. Switch legs. Really actively push the heel back behind you. Last thing, come to a full squat, or the best squat that you can muster. Try to get your heels on the floor. We rock forward and back just a little bit to stretch out through your Achilles heel, through the calves. I hope that you enjoyed this workout. It's challenging. Things like this are tough. I can do weights. I know a lot of people that can do weights and heavy squats all day long, but when you slow down and you really focus on where your body is, what is happening with all of your joints and all of your stability muscles, it's hard to fire up that part of our body, but it helps you with everything, especially if you're getting older, like me. I'm 48. Women that are in perimenopause or menopause have a lot of inflammation in their hips and their lower back, but we don't want that inflammation to stop us from getting a full range of motion. So try doing exercises like this. Join me, watch any of my other videos, and try this a couple times a week and see if you can get some of that mobility back to where you need it. Thank you for joining me.